So this will be my final Immortal Hulk video. And I started doing this comic right when it came out, because this comic came out when they decided they were going to bring all of the old Avengers back. Everyone was coming back. They brought back Iron Man, Captain America, Thor. All of them got their own books. None of them, at least in my opinion, ended up being very good. Of course, Iron Man was given to the worst possible person to give that character to, Dan Slott, someone who's never dated a woman in his life. Let's give him a womanizing billionaire, playboy. That's a great pick. And then they gave Captain America to someone who talked openly about his time during 9/11 and how he just took in the sulfur and smiled when the towers came down because of, I guess, racism or something. I don't like Ta-Nehisi Coates because of that, and he's the absolute worst person you could have ever put on Captain America. Even some shill channels don't like that book anymore because he's just making really stupid decisions in that book. And then Thor, I hear, is actually normal. I just don't care for the color art that was in it, and I just don't really like Jason Aaron's writing. If you like him, that's fine. I just don't care for that book. I'm probably going to pick up the Donny Cates Thor when that comes out. I'm going to replace this with that, to be honest. This book was the final one to talk about. So we had the Hulk come back, and this book was on all cylinders. In fact, it was at this point that I got tired of it. So issue 25, this was some big special edition because the World Breaker Hulk comes back. And I just found all of this really boring. I thought it was very boring. This is the turning point for this book. Okay, 25. Then it goes to 26. And this is where it all changed. So it became all about Bruce Banner's wanting to change the world, take down corporations and the climate and stuff. There's no horror theme anymore. Now it's all about politics. And this was it, man. I was like, I'll give it one more. I did. Things didn't really change. And the actual pace of the book got worse. It's just nowhere near as good as it was. The Hulk is running around talking about all these problems. Like, I just don't know how you mess this up. I did a really good video. I think it was a decent video on my other channel where I really went through this. This is just because I have the comics and I should do something with them. But I want you to take notice here. At least the art's good, right? No matter what. I think that's some pretty decent art. I think it's really good. Despite the book losing its quality, I think that art's pretty decent. Yeah? Yeah. But then we go over to this book. And this happens all of the time. All of the time when it comes to Marvel. I've seen them do this all the time. They bring in this guy. And I've seen his art before. I think it sucks. This is Tumblr art. This art is dog shit. Look at this art. Okay, now let me take it back. It's not... If it wasn't in a Marvel comic book, I guess it wouldn't bother me that much. But this is a very big difference between going from this to this. I mean, look at this. And that's within one issue. And I guarantee you, this guy's in the rotation now. So not only did you go full woke, because that's the book goes full woke, believe me. They changed the art level down. I'm done with this book. This book sucks. It was so good. But nevertheless, you know, as always, you know how they do it over at Marvel. They can't just give you a good product. They got to lecture you. You want to be entertained? No, bad consumer, bad consumer. You gotta be lectured all day, every day. And you always see problems. Well, climate problems is a real thing. It's a real problem. I'm not here to deny or agree with you. I'm not here for that. I'm here to talk about comic books. I'm here to talk about, you know, entertainment and why I like entertainment. And I want entertainment to be good. I want to have escapism. That's not escapism. And that's something that's lost at Marvel. There's okay with having some social stuff in your books. Like I said in the last video, Stan Lee did it all the time, but he was always very clear to leave it in the background and be subtle. He didn't want to beat you over the head with it, which is all these creatively bankrupt writers know how to do. So I'm officially done with this book, and it's a shame because it was literally the best book on the shelves. It really was. It was the best book on the shelves. It was something, you know, really, really special that you haven't seen in comics in a long time. And Al Ewing just can't help himself. So worried about politics all day. When you look on his Twitter, that's all he talks about. It's a sad, sad thing. I don't see the comic book industry lasting very much longer. Anyway, see you guys.